Hi, this is my ethical hacking video for assessment 2, and it's VU21989, test concepts and procedures for cybersecurity. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is going to check the IP address. This is my Kali Linux machine, which is the attacker machine. So we'll check the IP address of this one. And it's 10.0.2.5. Alright. So we've also got this other virtual machine here, which is Metasploitable 2, which is going to be my target. So we'll check its IP address. And we've got 10.0.2.4. Right, so now we're going to do some. We're going to ping the IP address of the target. Make sure we've got connection to the target. So it's 10.0.2.4, and we have connection. As you can see, every term pings. Okay, so we have a connection to the target. Now we're going to do some, just clear that. Now we're going to do some end-to-end testing commands, and these are used to solve any network problems. Can be very handy if you have a problem. So now we're going to ping the loopback address 127.0.1. And we have connection to the loopback. We're going to have a look at if we have a look on the host machine, we can see if we ran the command prompt, we've got ipconfig, and because this computer is running through the Wi-Fi of the network, so the IP address is 192.168.1.6. and default gateway is 192.168.1.1 of the host machine. So if we go back to our Kali Linux, we should be able to ping the IPv4 address, which is my own IP address. So 192.1.6, which is the IP address, and we have connection. We already pinged the vulnerable host, Metasploitable, so we have connection to that. We knew that. On the computer, we're going to ping the default gateway of the host. Just change that to a 1. And default gateway is all good. We've got connection there. Let's clear that. Now what we're going to do, we're going to ping the primary DNS server of Google, and that address is 8.8.8.8, and we have connection to Google DNS server. We're going to do a trace route. Trace route of the DNS of Google. Traces the path and provides network latency and packet loss for each router and link to the path. So you run that. It says there's 30 hops max, 60 byte packets. It's not showing any other IP addresses, not sure why. We can also do a trace cert on the command prompt for this one. Trace cert 8.8.8.8, which which is Google's DNS. See how many hops we've got on this one. Maximum of 30 hops, and this one's showing the IP addresses. So it's going through the all them other IP addresses, all the hops. (72.14235) So it's trace complete. That's how many hops. There's 7 hops before it gets to my gateway. Okay. We're going to do an NS lookup on here. Let's clear that. NS lookup on google.com. And we can see you've got google.com, the IP address 142.250.204.1.4, google.com. And also we're going to NS lookup is a command line tool to discover the IP address or DNS records of a specific domain name. The primary purpose of the NS lookup is to retrieve details of information about the specified domain. This information is essential for troubleshooting DNS related problems. We'll do the net stat, and that just shows you how many displays active internet connections, routing tables and other network information can be used to troubleshoot problems on your computer or server or to identify security threats. Alright, now we're going to do a wireshark demonstration. So let's clear that again. First of all, we're going to generate some network traffic. Just start a ping there, and we're going to open Wireshark in another terminal. So yeah, the GUI opens. You've got Wireshark GUI. You can choose your interface. We're going ETH0, Ethernet 0. And we'll just click the shark option to start capturing packets, and we're capturing the packets, and we'll just stop it, and we can see we've got my IP address and it's pinging Google over and over, which is what it's doing on the network. So, and you can see you got ping requests and replies. And if you want to save it, you just go to save, and we'll call it WS Wireshark, and we'll save it. And just close Wireshark, and you can reopen that file and analyze it how you want. Okay, so that's Wireshark. Next thing I'm going to do is an nmap scan of the target, which is most exploitable 2. So start the nmap scan. And I'm just checking out what port's going to be open on the target. And we can see we've got, scan's been done on 10.0.2.4, host is up, so it means it's got connectivity. Port 21 is a file transfer protocol, and the version's there. Port 22 is OpenSSH. Telnet is on 23, Linux Telnet. SMTP, postfix 25. Open domain. Port 80, you've got HTTP, and it's running Apache 2.2.8. So that's This has got a web page for this target. It's got a web page. 111's RCP blind. So yeah, that's all the ports, different ones doing lots of different things. Got another FBT service there. NFS, VNC, and even 8180, another HTTP Apache Tomcat. Alright, so that's it. That's the nmap scan, and that just shows you all the ports that are open on the target, and we can use this information to be able to find an exploit and be able to attack the target and hopefully get control of it. So just stop that. Now we're going to do a dictionary attack. Okay, so we've got the we've got a pass.txt file and a user.txt file. So if you want to have a look at those, then there's pass.txt, and this shows you all the passwords that I'm going to use in the dictionary attack. And the user, they're the usernames I'm going to use in the attack. So we're going to do hydra, use hydra, which is a very good tool to do dictionary attacks on vulnerable targets. So we're going to attack the SSH service on the vulnerable host. So hydra -L's means, yeah, that's your username list. It's a password list, and that's your vulnerable target's IP address, and we're attacking the SSH service. So it's starting the attack. SSH port 22, which is the SSH port, and we have a match MS admin, MSF admin. And we got another one, service and service, and Sint and Batman, and user. So there's four passwords that are correct for this. So one target successfully completed, 4 valid passwords found. Yeah. Okay, so now if we want to test that, so we've got MSFF admin for password and login. So we'll try that one. Just clear that. Now we will do SSH, and we're going to MSFS admin, which is the username at the IP address of the target, and say what's the password, MSFF admin, and look, MSFF admin unexploitable. So if we say who am I, we're MSF admin, so we have control of this target now. So we can list all the files in there. We can, if we do ifconfig, we can see the IP address of the target, which is what we are now. So we have control. We've taken over that machine. And say host name and mode exploitable. Okay, so that's how you crack a password and a username using Hydra on the SSH service. Alright, so now we're going to going to downloads folder. Alright, so now we're going to demonstrate using Kali Linux to with Python nmap, and we're going to create and demonstrate a Python script that scans a vulnerable host. So if we open up our script, which I've created earlier, in VS Code, so we're importing import socket, creating a new socket, defining a port, open host and port, connect to the host using that port here, s.connect, and then down here we've got a host equals import, so you're going to enter the host IP address, and we're going to, for ports in the range of 1 to 9000, so we're going to scan ports 1 to 9000 with this script, and then we're going to print out what ports are open. So that's the script. So if we're going to run that, Python 3 and our port scanner.py script, and enter the host, so we want 10.0.2.4, which is our vulnerable target IP, so now we're just going to run it, and away it goes, and it's scanning all the ports that are open. So you've got port 21 open, port 22 is open, port 23 is open, 25, 80, 111, 139, right down to 8,787, and that's pretty quick. It's quicker than running an nmap scan. That's how you can automate using Python to automate an nmap scan. That's about it for this demonstration. Thank you. See you later.